Hello, my name is Dax Soul. I'm a professor here at the School of Earth and Environmental Sciences, and I'm here to welcome you to Queens College. We're delighted to have you here, and we're really excited to get to know you as we move through your educational process. By profession, I'm a marine geophysicist, which means that I spend my time out on the oceans, and I make big explosions and do things like try to figure out how volcanoes work on the seafloor. But that's not really what I'm here to talk to you about today. What I'm here to talk to you about are the liberal arts and your choice to attend a liberal arts education and what that looks like. So let's start with a question. What are the liberal arts? Has anybody given any thought to that? Are the liberal arts where we bring you into college and turn you into liberals? Is that what we're here to do? No, it's not about that at all, right? The liberal arts goes all the way back to the ancient Greeks. Right? It's essentially what they thought it took for somebody to be a full participating member of society, right? So when we think about the topics of the liberal arts, there's some of them that pop right out and are easy, right? We think about poetry. Is that the liberal arts? Most people would say yes. Literature, drama, all of these qualify. But what about mathematics? Is that the liberal arts? Absolutely. Physics, the liberal arts. What about earth science? Definitely part of the liberal arts, right? The bottom line is the liberal arts encompass a very broad set of topics, right? So I want to tell you a little story about myself, and then I'm going to ask you to do three really important things while you're here at Queens College, right? Because I was once, I know I look awful old, but I was once not very far from where you are right now. I was sitting in a room and I was planning out my future. And I had ideas about what it is that I wanted to do, right? But the first time I went to school, it didn't work out for me. I ended up having to withdraw from school, and I worked for quite a while. And when I returned to class, returned to college, the very first class I ever took was Shakespeare 212. We learned about Macbeth and King Lear and Hamlet, to be or not to be, The Merchant of Venice. But they just happened to teach that class in the geology building. And so while we were talking about those amazing plays, what I was really doing was dreaming about the posters on the wall, the pictures and people of far off places doing what I thought to be just amazing things, right? Since that class, I've been literally to the ends of the earth, and I've led scientific expeditions as far away as Antarctica. So I want to encourage you that if you're in a class and you start to find something that really drives your curiosity, to explore it, right? So here are the big key things that you need to do while you're at Queens College. The big thing number one, and I want you to write this down. All right, has everybody got a pencil? Yeah? All right, write this down. You need to show up. All right? You're paying for an education and you need to show up. You need to show up for the classes. You need to show up for the office hours. You need to get the education that you're paying for. If you don't understand it yet and you're not being successful, then our work isn't done. And you need to make sure that you hold people accountable to that. Right? Big thing number two, right? You need to be fearless. You need to do things that make you uncomfortable and scare you and test your limits. Right? We live on a planet of 7.6 billion people. And what we really desperately need, are people who can do hard things. And if you'll spend your time at Queens College demonstrating that you have the ability to do very difficult things, your place in our economy is so much more secure than almost any other path you can choose. People who do hard things are always in demand. The last one, this is very important, so write it down too. While you're here at Queens College, I want you to follow your nose. It always knows. If you find yourself exploring a topic and starting to daydream about it, explore that topic more. Because I can tell you where your spectacular lies. Right? If you want to know what it is that you can be spectacular at, I can tell you to find it on the backs of your eyelids. Right? It's the things that you daydream about. It's the things that you think about when your mind is relaxed. Those are the things that you have the ability to be obsessive enough about to really be spectacular, right? Okay. So one other thing that I want to discuss with you while while I've got your attention, is that in the liberal arts, one of the things we desperately need people to understand is how our planet works. So I want you to consider classes that are in the earth sciences. You live in a coastal city in an era of sea level rise. It means that every single piece of infrastructure you've ever seen, subways, buildings, roads, bridges, were all designed for last century's sea levels. And if you can just imagine how much money got spent in the wake of Superstorm Sandy, think about what the next 50 years is going to bring us, right? So either being part of the solution because you've got the skills to help, or being part of the solution because you're informed enough to vote. It's very important that you learn about our environment and our planet. So I want you to consider a couple different types of classes. The first types of classes are geology classes, right? When we think about geology, we all think about touching rocks, right? Well, geology is much more broad than that, right? It's volcanoes, it's earthquakes, it's tsunamis, it's black smokers, it's time travel. So I want you to take a pencil and I want you to write down 2 classes to consider. Write down Geology 16, volcanoes, plate tectonics. It's fascinating. I'll tell you how how our Earth works, right? Now, write down another class, Geology 77, climate change, sea level rise. Some of the most important topics that we can discuss in science. And I got news for you. As soon as you take the class, you'll recognize that there's no controversy, right? We're in for a really interesting couple 100 years moving forward. All right. Now, what's an environmental science class? What is environmental science? Environmental science is the air you breathe. It's the water you drink. It's where your food comes from. It's where your trash goes. It's where you should let your children play. Right? So write down Environmental Science 112. If you want to go from somebody who kind of is a know-it-all to somebody who knows quite a bit, take an environmental science class. All right. That's all I've got for today. I want to end by just saying welcome to Queens College. We're so delighted that you're here. And if I don't see you this term, I really hope that I see you sometime in the near future. Please always feel free to stop by. We're happy that you're here. Thank you so much.